In UTPod, we talk about films, sports, and culture. Please like and subscribe from wherever you guys are watching and help us grow. Thank you.
Already when he made a debut and all that. So
Mhm,
that kind of causes. But yeah, he's a brilliant cricket mind. Like his
mhm.
his just knowledge of game and like sense of like game is out of this world. Welcome back everyone on this episode of UT Pod. In this episode, we're gonna talk about a little bit of IPL, a little bit of PSL, and cricket in general. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Okay. Did you get a chance to watch PSL final?
Oh yeah, that was the only PSL I watched from like first ball to last ball.
What did you think?
I was pretty excited to see the crowd in the first place. It was like I think it was houseful, or at least like there was a
Yeah, it
massive
was.
crowd,
Right.
and it was really nice to see that. And again, one of the good thing was that there seemed to be proper balance between bat and ball. Like it didn't seem like one team was taking away the game from like in a very first ball. So it was yeah,
Yeah,
it was good.
I think it. Yeah, I think it was more. Peshawar had like pretty good grip on it, and they had a pretty good
Uh,
run too. Like getting up to the final, they were 1 and 2. Real quick, what do you think about this table? Like top two plays, and whoever wins goes directly into the final, and loser gets to get the eliminator. What do you think about that formatting?
yeah, I have a mixed
Like
feeling about
IPL
that.
started it. Mm.
Yeah, I have mixed feeling about that, right? Like when they started it, it was like, why are they doing that? But again, they're trying to get go for pesa wasul like in a games, like high stake games, and instead of having two semifinals and finals, they have like one extra game, like high stake game that they can sell tickets for or like broadcasting rights for, right? So uh, I see that point, but again, it kind of like uh, leaves out the playing field for all teams, right? Like, or maybe not. It depends how you see it, but one bad
I
game
think
does
what
not necessarily do it, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think what they're actually trying to do is they're trying to reward for you being on top too. So like you play all these games, like you play what 10, 20, 20, 30 games or something like that, and
Hmm.
then you got on top of. So what's the benefit of getting on the top of the table? It's like you get one crack at it and you can go directly into semi-final. I mean, into finals, right? Like
Well,
I think that's the
if they
main
didn't
reason
have
behind.
that, then it would be the same thing. And this time around, they would be playing like the first team would most likely play fourth team, right? That's how semifinals are usually paired together.
Yeah, but
So
that what
getting to
that
finals would
does
be
is
easier.
again, you don't. I mean, once it's. If you have one bad game, you're done, right? Like so.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of it. I just don't like it. Again, I don't think there is enough team on IPL and PSL. That I don't like them directly going into finals. That's what I don't like it. Right? Like I wish
Uh,
it was more like you get one crack. If you win it, you get into semi, like directly into
uh,
semi-final. But I think for that you need more team than one. If you look at like NFL, right? What they do on NFL is if you are number one seed, you get bye. So
uh,
you kind of like get 1 week extra rest, which is big
uh,
thing on NFL, like a contact sports and stuff like that. On cricket, I feel like what they can actually do is again create like a quarter finalist. So maybe instead of only 4 team going into playoff, make
uh,
6 team go into playoff. And if you are 1 and 2, you get directly into semifinal or something like that, and then other
uh,
kind of battles and meets you on semifinal. I like the idea of rewarding the top one team, top two team, but again, I think win and go to final feels too fast for me. But again,
uh,
there aren't enough team.
yeah.
So one of the big thing about PSL was just the renaissance of Babar Azam.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
uh, like last T20, they kind of semi benched him, right? Like
Uh,
they didn't send him to bat on top of the order. They kind of waited and send somebody else to be more explosive. So
uh,
I feel like he was I would say he was pretty much in brink of getting benched on entire T20 going forward. I think I
Yeah.
think Pakistan Cricket Board was looking beyond him. And so, what do you think about Babar Azam as a T20 player?
Ah, okay. So going back to your statement, right? Like even in Big Bash League, there was like controversy going on, right? Like
Right.
they were trying to give him strike and all of that, and he was
No,
pissed.
they actually get him retire hurt. I mean, not retire hurt. Retire. Do they call it retire out or something when they pull the batter out? Yeah, they pulled. I was
Yeah,
watching the
yeah,
game. They
mhm.
pulled him out because his strike rate was too low.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
actually called him out, and I think he was
mhm,
pretty pissed about it.
yeah, yeah. So looking at that, and like whenever he was batting at like lower hundred strike rate, right? That was not really effective in T20. And when I was like heard about like Babar Azam's good streak, the first thing I looked at was his strike rate. And before the final, his strike rate was like 140, which is
Mhm.
decent. But again, like if you compare to top five, then it was still the lowest strike rate, but it was still like pretty decent strike rate, not 120 or 110. So I think it's a good
Yeah,
comeback for him.
I have his last four, 5 matches in PSL.
Uh-huh.
He got 100, 25, 59, and 59 ball 103. On
Uh-huh.
last game, he didn't have to bat at all.
Mhm.
So,
Last game
like
he
going
got
from,
out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, last game he got out, right? Pretty
I
like
think he
for
did not know. I
zero.
think he did not bat at all. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You might be right.
So he was
Uh,
on brink of
yeah,
breaking
he
most
got
runs or
first half.
something,
Uh huh.
most run in PSL or something like that, and he did not score a run. So it
Yeah,
was kind
yeah.
of like
That's
anticlimactic.
true.
But
That's
yeah,
true.
mm,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he kind of uh yeah, he got out first ball. Yeah, he
uh,
got out first ball. But again,
um,
I feel like again, regardless of that, getting 100 on T20 and stuff like that, I feel like he might have bought himself few years of international T20 matches.
mm,
That's how I feel. But again, real quick, the summary was Peshawar Jalmi won
mm,
the
yeah,
PSL,
mm,
and yeah, I think one of the thing on PSL that I was looking at was let me see the ballers. I
mm,
feel like there was a lot of like really bowling focused games in PSL.
mm,
There was a game where the opponent needed 4 or 5 run in last over and they could not get it to go to
mm.
finals. So a pretty good balance between ball and bat on PSL compared to IPL. That's how I
Mm.
feel too.
Oh yeah, and talking about the final itself, did you notice the run out controversy in the final?
Yeah, I think was it trying the whole question was he like changing his direction
Yeah,
knowingly
yeah,
to
yeah,
avoid
yeah.
run out? Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think about it? I think it should
So
have been
the
given not out, my opinion.
okay. See the thing about those kind of thing, like if you start figuring out intention, it gets too muddy, right? Like was the batter intending to get out of the way, or what batter intending to like not get hurt or stuff like that. So I feel like, and I'm not talking about this specific one, but in general, I feel like what should happen is just set fast rule. If you
Hmm.
divert X from your like from your running lane, and then that like hits you instead of hitting the stump, that's an out. Or like something, it has to be hard and fast rule instead of just like the intent. I don't like the idea of intent. Was the batter trying to intend to do this and that?
So in this case, right, like there was
Mm-hmm,
a baller in front of him, so he had to avoid it.
mm-hmm.
That's why he had to change direction, and the direction change was to avoid colliding baller, right? So his intention to change the direction was to avoid collision, not to be in front of, like, the a line of ball, right? So I think in that case, the bowling team or fielding team should have, like, withdrawn their appeal. But again, it's a final game. You might not want to
Yeah,
do
hold
that,
on.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Again, I understand the idea of gentleman's game and this and
mm,
that, but I'm not a big fan of like uh, withdrawing the appeal, withdrawing out X, Y, and Z. I'm not a big fan of it either.
mhm,
I'm just like, they just make a straight fast rule. If it's out, it's out. You can't like ask. So for an example, if somebody gets bowled out, can the fielding team say, "Hey, I don't want him to be out"? Can the fielding team say that?
I think so. Why not? Because if, let's say, right, if batter was distracted last moment, right, not just balled out, but
Uh-huh.
if batter was distracted last moment, or if there was some kind of like noise in the stadium, everyone got distracted, and if bowler got out, then like a fielding team can uh, definitely say, like, we don't want to appeal
Yeah.
for that,
Again,
right?
I
But I don't
feel
know if if umpire has already given out, then how will it work out? I'm not sure about that. But at least the
yeah,
fielding team can say, like, we don't want to appeal that, and I think umpires will honor that.
yeah. For me, it's just the idea of intention is too complicated for me. I
Uh-huh.
just want it to be straight, hard, and fast. Was it there? Was it not there? Doesn't matter what was the intent, right? Like
Mm.
intent should not matter. It's like if it is good,
So
yeah,
in
that's
in
what
this
my
case, it
opinion.
was not like necessarily intention, right? It was necessarily the fact, because the fact was that bowler obstructed the batter. That's why batter
Hmm.
had to change direction. So that's the fact. If bowler was not there, then he could have completed that run. Right? That's a fact, because he was off a few inches only, right? So
No,
in
I
that
I'm
case,
I'm okay with the idea of like a collision with the batter or collision with the fielder that awaits the batter to get to back to the crease and stuff like that. I'm okay with that. But it just the actual when it's happening, the actual thing. Like if there is nobody involved, was he intending to block the throw or not? I think
mhm.
that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, that intention is like hard to figure out, right? So yeah,
Yeah, how do
I
you
agree with
figure
that.
out intention?
Yeah.
Like I'm not intending to get out, so it's
Mhm.
always true. Anyway, I think we'll catch up about IPL on the other side of this break. We'll be right back.
If you guys are also thinking about creating a podcast or video content, use riverside.com. If you go through the link below, you'll get 14 days of free trial.
Come back, everyone, after that break. So you're talking something about Adam Jampa offline. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, so it was pretty interesting to see Adam Zampan PSL, because he has been playing in IPL before that, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
interested, like, because a lot in social media there were a lot of meme that only unsold player from IPL would go to PSL and stuff like that. But reading about Adam Zampa, it gave me a different insight on it, right? Because there was multiple reasons for Adam Zampa to switch to PSL this year. And one of the reasons was that the shorter window. And IPL has more than 2 months, whereas PSL is 40 days, right? And for someone who has a family and everything, they would prefer to, have a shorter window instead of going on for like 2 months, right? And also the other thing was like he was being benched a lot in IPL, versus in PSL he could be like in a front runner, like and baller too. And again, it kind of like it could be another reason, but about IPL being batting dominated, right? Then like as a baller, you might not want to like go there just to be trashed, right? So those are the things that give me a different perspective on like PSL versus IPL.
That does make sense because if you think about it, like a lot of the player on PSL this season around, we're kind of like the idea of like unsold player from IPL, like go
Mhm.
on it and stuff like that, like Glenn Maxwell and stuff, all those players. But yeah, shorter window makes sense because the thing about that is like you as a player, of course, IPL would pay way more than PSL. But again, the same thing, shorter window, the chances of you getting hurt is low, so it's like
Mhm.
for player in that label, once you get to that label, I don't think it really matters if you are making that extra 400,000 or not. I think
Yes,
at the end
so
of the
I
day, you
was
want to.
I was looking at the stat, the pay, right, and it seemed like Zampa was getting like half the pay from IPL, but again, the time commitment is almost double as well, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of like matches things up for him as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And another
Exactly.
thing about IPL is that the amount of time spent in traveling is a lot in IPL versus in PSL. It's not as much. But again, like there are some topics like issues like there are more like strict security policies and protocols in PSL in general, so that might be another factor as well. But I think it appeals for different age groups, right? Like if you are more younger, then those security protocols that might be a deal breaker for you. But if you are like have a family and everything, you might prefer a shorter window, right? So yeah.
Right. And I think after PSL, there are a lot of Australian player in PSL, and I think Pakistan cricket got like 3 ODI out of it. I think Australia is touring Pakistan for 3 ODI
Uh-huh.
series. So,
Hmm.
so it's kind of like a deal. You do this, I'll do that, kind of
Hmm.
stuff. So
Okay.
anyway, talking about IPL, how closely have you been following IPL? It's getting toward the end of the season, getting pretty exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been following very closely, to be honest. I mean, like IPL feels like a different format or a different game altogether for me now. Like, it doesn't feel like it's T20 or even cricket.
Mm. I think the thing about IPL is there's only 10 team in IPL and game comes in real fast, like one a
Hmm.
day, like every day, and then the situation can change real quick. It goes from like one team being on top to another being team being on top, like in completely in a short period of time, because I think CSK they started losing 2 or 3 game and they went on
Hmm.
like 5 6 game winning streak and they are right really close to the playoffs. So thing changes real quick in IPL. Why do you say it doesn't feel like T20? It doesn't feel like cricket. Why do you
Well,
say
it's
that?
way too batter dominated, right? And
Hmm.
constantly getting 200 plus and 200 plus target not being enough, that kind of like takes it away. And like I've been like watching interviews for like ballers and experts and all of that. And one thing I noticed was that a lot of fast bowler are only focusing on Yorker, right? Okay, Yorker is great delivery. It's very hard to perfect, but it is not just the delivery for fast bowler or pace bowler, right? Like, there are like a lot of other things as well. But if you're not getting any assistance from pitch and conditions and everything is tweaked towards batter, then that is the only thing bowler would like, tend to do, right? And the young bowler watching are, they might just focus on getting Yorker and it kind of it might kill like the art of bowling altogether. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, but also the thing about that is, if you think about it, like throughout our childhood, whenever we were watching games and
Mhm.
stuff, we always thought about Indian wickets as wickets that has a lot of runs on it,
Mhm.
right? Like we're talking about Rohit Sharma scoring 200 in an ODI, and like pretty much every game felt like a high scoring game. And so when you're playing in India, with all this batter friendly pitches, you're gonna get a lot more runs. But there are games that has been dominated by bowlers too. If you think about it, this year IPL have had almost like a another renaissance of classic fast bowlers come
Uh,
back, like Bumrah, like Siraj, like all this Hazelwood, all this classic older. I mean, it's kind of relative. 36, 37 is an older age, but older fast bowler, opening bowler who kind of are not playing on the national team or anything.
uh,
They have had a big impact on games too. But it almost feels like the way game goes in IPL, and I've been following IPL games. Certain grounds you're gonna get a lot of runs. Certain,
uh,
like for example, 1KD. I think that's one of the reason Mumbai Indian is suffering is because their home game, like team whoever wins the toss, they wants to bat first and just put on gigantic numbers. So it's like always like scoreboard pressure. So
uh.
there was by the way, real quick on that train of thought, I just thought about something. I saw a stat somewhere that there was, until yesterday, there was 13 or 15 consecutive game of team batting second winning in IPL.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Like that's like consecutively, like I think it was 13 or 15
Mhm.
yesterday. Yesterday they did not, but
Yeah.
but again, yes, I understand that too. But the way I see IPL as like an entertainment, right? And I feel like when it comes to entertainment, a lot more people prefer a lot more runs than a lot more wicket. That's how I think about it.
See, that's the thing, right? Like, okay, I understand it's entertainment, but if there is art in entertainment, then it increases the value of the art of the sports altogether, right? Fours and sixes, okay, yeah, that's fun, but if there is like if it's like real hard to hit a six or four, and if batters are hitting it, then that's real entertainment. Versus like if it's easy to hit fours and sixes, if it's very common, then and it loses its value, right?
Yeah, I think one of the end is that is true. That is true. I mean, I'm not debating. I also want equal balance between bat and ball. But again, whoever team I'm supporting, I want that team to win. So,
So
so
okay,
that's different.
talking
But
about
one,
the record you mentioned, right?
uh
Like 13 straight games where batting second team won.
second one.
Yeah, so it almost feels like if you win the toss and decided to like field first, then you would win. So it's nothing to do with condition, nothing to do with cricket. It's about like more reliant on toss
Yeah, I
itself.
think it's
13 straight games
more
is a
than that.
lot.
See, this is what I think, right? So the way I think about it is, I think players nowadays, players in generals, are built bigger, bulkier,
Hmm.
right? Like they are doing weight or something, or they are just like nowadays they just come as like a bulky guys, they are working out a lot, so they have like big muscles. So when you have that, plus when you have a good pitch, when you have a bat nowadays, have you realized
Hmm.
nowadays they check the
Oh
bat
yeah,
as you go
yeah,
in?
yeah.
They like put the
Mm.
thing, yeah. And you have big bats, that always gonna advantage batter,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Because your bulkiness, your muscle doesn't really, it helps while you're bowling, but it does not like generate higher pace than what you are capable of and all that,
Mm.
right? Like I think that's one of the reason you get much more runs is because batters are built bigger.
Well, that's the
They are
thing, right?
like,
Like, also, if pitch is doing nothing at all, like it's not helping bowler at all, if, like, it's giving, like, if there's no deviation, if there's no swing, if there's nothing at all from the pitch itself, then, like, all they can do is just hit the ball hard, right? If it's swinging a lot, right, and those kind of things, even if you're swinging, if you're in bulk here, it doesn't really matter because you have to time it, you have to, read the ball really well and all of that. So that's the real game we're talking about, right? Like, we're not talking about baseball, right? Even in baseball, like, the ballers can swing and all of that. But for cricket itself, that's the sports we grew up, right? And again, talking about like the factor of toss, right? Like, when they introduced T20, they used to be a joke around, like, like, okay, we reduced from 50 overs to 20 overs. Why just stay there? Why don't we just do a toss and decide the game? And it's almost like that happening, right? So,
Yeah, but I mean, they're still playing. I understand what you mean, but I mean, they're still playing for it. The other team still has to score the runs and all that.
mhm,
So, again, talking about struggle of pitchers, one of the player that has struggled to take wicket,
mhm,
not to control the runs, but to take wicket is just with Bumrah.
mhm,
In 10 games, he has only taken 3 wicket with 8 point something average economy rate, which is
mhm.
really good, especially for a team that bats. I mean that is based on Wankhede, which is a high scoring ground. But why do you think he's struggling to take wickets? He has only got
I
3 wickets.
Yeah, I think more than that, the Mumbai Indian, like the team itself, there is some issue going on within the team itself. I think the team dynamics is not quite right. I'm not too sure about the captaincy and all of that. There has been a lot of like controversy and like fans not liking Hardik Pandya who got back and all of that. So that might also be a factor.
Yeah, because they are 3-7 in 10 games. There is right now a
Mm,
game going on against RCB, which looks like they're gonna lose too.
mm,
Especially team which had, I feel the way I've been following, and again I said I've been following closely. It almost feels like when Rohit Sharma went out with injury on third
mm,
game, that's when things started turning down for them, and I think they could not plan for someone to replace Rohit Sharma, and there was not a lot of success. I mean, the thing is, Tilak Verma, he is in decent form and
mm,
uh, all that, but for some reason, yeah, like when you think about talk about like prediction that went wrong, right? Like the way it's like Mumbai Indian, nobody can beat Mumbai Indian, and right now Mumbai Indian is like literally at the last of the table.
mm,
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. See, I think this is where the idea about hitting a lot of runs makes. But if you think about it, Jasprit Bumrah has been uh, able to not give away a lot of runs.
mm,
Uh, but the reason for and not take that much of a wicket, because the reason for that is opposite team are like, hey, let's just play out his 4 over.
mm.
Let's just think this
Yeah.
20 over game as 16 over game, right?
Mm,
Like if we only get 25, 30 out of his 4 over, we are okay with it. We have 16
mm,
over and we can
yeah.
go haywire on next 16
Mm,
over. And even in games when the opposite has scored 230, 228, 230 runs against Mumbai Indian, Bumrah is going for 8 and over or 9 and
mm,
over, like way lower, but he's not getting the wicket, and that has been the problem. Uh, so one more thing I was thinking about IPL was uh, the death bowling.
mm,
It has been decent.
mm,
Death bowlings has been decent because every time you feel like, so there is a huge split between power play runs and
mm,
death over runs.
mm,
Like one of the way, I don't know if you have seen it or not, one of the way they have been uh trying to not lick a lot of run is bowling wide,
mm,
like bowling wider and trying to get batter to like chase the ball outside, and they are giving away a lot of wides, but
mm,
they are just trying to make. And again now there's the rule of like batter moving, so if batter
mm.
moves slightly away,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
the white line moves away with
Moves with
them,
them.
so they
Yeah.
are not
Mm.
getting as much white as they can. So death bowling has been decent, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah. So bringing you back to Mumbai Indians, right? What do you like? Do you think the captaincy has something to do with Mumbai Indian teams?
The games that I have watched, I think I don't think it has to do with captaincy. I think it
No,
just
I'm not talking about like captaincy as in like good captaincy or bad captaincy. I'm talking about
Mhm,
captain itself, right? Like um, you have Surya Kumar Yadav, who is T20 captain for India, right?
mhm,
And instead of that, you are giving captaincy to Hardik Pandya, right?
mhm.
And whom fans have been like, really vocal about, right? Like against him. And there could be some like, dynamics going on in the dressing room, right? Like that might not be uh, too good for the team.
Yeah. I mean, I don't again, it's tough to say if yeah, maybe the dynamic is not good, but again, the thing about captaincy, especially on 20 over game, is like you, the the biggest role of captaincy in general, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh, is to set your field, to decide who wants to bowl, who you want to bowl first, second, third, like whatever, those kind of stuff.
Mhm.
That's the thing. But in IPL, I don't think captaincy matters as
See,
much.
here's the thing, right? If players don't get along with the captain,
Hmm.
then like the entire chemistry between players could be
Yeah,
bad, and
chemistry.
that's
Yeah, that is different. Yeah, I don't. Again, is Mumbai Indian having problem with captain or with captaincy? I think those are two different things,
mhm,
right?
yep. Mhm.
Are they having problem with captaincy? I don't think so. Because again, in IPL game, most of the bowlers are high class
Uh,
bowler. They set their own field, right?
Okay,
Like they know.
bringing you back, like let me interrupt you there, right? Because one of the things I noticed between like Jasprit Bumrah's role in Mumbai Indian and Indian team is that when playing for Indian team, he usually did not bowl like in the first few overs, right? He would like bowl like in the last over of the power play, or like he would generally come in late, and that's when he used to be more successful, right?
Mhm.
Versus here, like he's been more introduced to us like first, uh,
So there is a
right? So,
reason for it.
mm,
I followed this too closely to know the reason for it.
mm,
When Mumbai Indians started, they actually bowled Bumrah after
mm,
the way he was being bowled. But the what was happening is they were getting hit for so much run. By the
yeah,
time he
mm,
came, it didn't matter,
mm,
right? So that's why they started to get him ahead. And the first game that he bowled first over, he got a wicket. And
mm.
ever since they have been
Yeah,
making
that's
him
that's
bowl
the thing,
again.
right? So that's the thing we're talking about. Even in during the World Cup itself, right? Like just Jasprit Bumrah being there, the batter can like if he bowls early, then batter can just like like you said, like just defend and get over with the with his overs, right? But if he is there, if he has like a lot of overs to go, then the batter will always have that in mind. And if he's introduced when things are going good for the batting team, and or when batting team is trying to like score more, then he might be able to take more wickets, right? So there's that
Yeah,
trade-off. Like you want to just
right.
stop the opponent from scoring runs, or you want to take wickets.
So and that's one of the fascinating thing I like about T20s is there is only 4 over to work with it.
Yeah. Mm,
Right, so that makes it tougher. That brings up like, oh, what are you planning? How do you want to do this? How do you want to do that? That makes it more instance of like, for an example, Test cricket, you can do whatever you want to do, or like ODI, you have 10 overs, so you can decide. With
yeah.
T20, you have four, so how do you
Yeah.
maximize that four? So that
And
makes it
again, they
interesting.
also have impact players in IPL, and that kind of also changes the gameplay itself too. Like the World Cup, they don't
Yeah,
have
it
impact players.
yeah, I think what it does, it just gives you one extra batter or bowler depending upon what condition you are at. So Uh, I'm okay with it. I think I like the impact player idea of it. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm fan of it, but I like it. I don't mind it. Like, do I want it in international game? I don't know. But on IPL, impact player makes sense because if your team is not doing good batting, you can get one more batter out. And like again, I like substitution. I think I'm used to watching substitutions, so I like the
Well,
idea of substitution.
I feel like with impact player, it's kind of like skewing playing conditions a bit, right? Like you have extra batter, you have extra bowler, so it kind of like takes away that like the having proper balance in a team itself, playing 11 itself, right? Because you have to have make sure like who is going to bowl all those like uh, five bowlers who are going to bowl, or like how you're going to manage all of that. So it kind of like changes that dynamics a bit.
I don't believe it skews things, but I feel like what it does is it gives you that extra uh, captain and coaches that extra involvement on it because now you are making decision tactically, right? Like for an example, if you are batting on a pitch which you feel like, for example, today's pitch, I think they are playing on that particular ground first time since 2016, RCB
Right.
versus Mumbai Indian.
Mm.
Yeah, and then that like Mumbai Indian only scored 166 runs. Looked like they were about to score 190, but only 166. At that point, when Mumbai Indian was 5 or 6 down, do they send a batter as an impact player, or do they keep their they can make those decisions and get involved? I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of it, but I like the impact player idea. I mean, uh, I think that should help both sides. I don't think it kind of skews it because now what you
No, no,
can
yeah,
do
it
is
does help both sides. But what I'm saying is, if now you have one extra batter and one extra bowler per se, right? You
right.
can have a
Yeah. So
specialized batter, so the total runs would like the total score a team can score can just like increase, right?
might be
So it's
higher, or
yeah.
on other side you have extra bowler, so you
Well,
should be
if
able
if it
to.
was balanced game, then the extra bowler would make sense, right? If it's not balanced game, if the bowlers, it doesn't matter if it's bowler or if it's a bowling machine, batter are just there's nothing going on in the pitch, then it doesn't matter if you have like five extra bowlers, right? So,
Yeah, but anyway, let us talk about the table real quick.
yeah.
Is there anything I missed out on IPL? We're thinking about talking.
Um, there was something I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, so one thing we briefly touched upon was the duration of the game, right? Like PSL versus IPL. And before this IPL began, there was like this video clip going on around where they were asking like expert players, past players, commentators about like having 6 month long IPL. Now, in retrospective, uh, after like knowing about Adam Zampa's decision to play in PSL or IPL and his perspective and all that, what do you think about longer IPL? Because you were in favor of longer IPL, right? Like you wanted to see more
I'm in
teams
favor
and
of longer IPL if there's more team. I don't think 10 teams should have a longer
but
IPL.
if there are not additional like international players, would you still be in favor of it?
You mean instead of 4, you change it to 5 or 6?
No, no, no. If because if it's longer format, then a lot of international players might not be able to play it or might not like prefer playing, despite of like very large sum of pay. Right.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna change the schedule of IPL.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't think they're gonna change it. Uh, because if they have more games, I think they'll have more games in a day. So they might have 2 games a day instead of 1 game a day. Because the way IPL's window has been designed by IPL, but has been co-opted by ICC, where they don't really schedule a lot of international matches
Uh-huh.
on that window.
Uh-huh.
So for players to be able to play IPL. I mean, you can think that's BCCI's dominance and whatever, but that's how they have designed it. So I don't think they're gonna tinker with
Yeah, so
that
if
6 week,
they
7 week
do
window.
multiple games in a day, in a regular day, not in the weekend, like, it might affect their viewership as well, right? Like,
Uh,
how much
see,
cricket can you watch in a day?
see that's the thing though. I feel like so this is what I thought the other day. I was thinking about about this thing, right? The success of any league is when there are multiple games and people are watching it, right? So I feel
Uh-huh.
like there are enough fans of Mumbai Indian, enough fans of RCB, fans of all these teams that they're gonna watch that team's game. I don't think everybody gonna watch every game. They're gonna watch their team's game. So let's say if there is a game at 4 o'clock of one team and there's a game at like 7 o'clock of another team, whoever you choose you'll watch it, and that's enough. I think that's like, for an example, if you think about like NBA, right, or NFL, or even NHL, in one time slot there are like 10 games going on at same time, and it all of them gets enough viewer. And US has population of 330 million, India has population of over 1 billion. So
Yeah, that's the thing. But again, like, what's going on right now in IPL is that, especially with Mumbai Indians, right? Like, there seems to be a disconnect between fans and management for Mumbai Indians, right? Like,
Mhm.
if such decisions are being made, then again, like, fans might not be interested. If fan is booing your captain, then there is something wrong with, like, team itself, right? Like, fan itself, like,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I think that that happens when your team is not performing. Everybody gonna boo you when your
Yeah,
team is not
not just
doing
like,
good.
not just performing, right? Like when Hardik Pandya was appointed captain for Mumbai Indian, like, 2 or 3 seasons ago,
Mm.
it started then, right? It's not like, performance at all. It's like, fans were not happy. So again, like, you have someone like Surya Kumar Yadav, who someone like Jasprit Bumrah, who fans thought, like, he was more deserving than, Hardik. Again, Hardik Pandya is like good captain. He did perform really well for Gujarat. And but again, like, if fans, they have to have some pulse in fan as well. Like, they have to have, like, understand what fans are asking for.
Yeah, but fans, once you start winning, fan doesn't care. That's
That's the
how I
thing. They are
think
not
about it.
winning.
Like
They are not winning, and
that's the
fans have
problem.
been
Yeah, that's the
complaining.
problem. So
Right.
so that's the problem. But once they are winning, yeah. So yeah, regarding when you talk about the number of days going up, I don't
Mhm.
think they're gonna have longer. They might have more games, like a double header, with two different games a day, if they add a team. But I don't think they're gonna do longer season on
Yeah,
IPL.
that's the thing, right?
Real,
Because
yeah.
you hear this topic going on, and, like, some experts, they say, like, maybe the bilateral series would go away, and, like, they will have more franchise cricket going on throughout the year, and they will only play for World Cup and stuff like that, right? Uh,
I'm
so
one of
that's
them.
yeah. So if that's the case, then they will be playing franchise cricket for, like, 8 months.
Yeah, in that scenario, yes, but again, you're gonna have, yeah, but I don't think IPL gonna have a longer season than what they have. Maybe another week, maybe
Mhm.
another 2 weeks, but I don't think it's gonna be like a long season. So
So so what you're saying is you are not in favor of having longer IPL.
I'm I don't say I'm not in favor. I'm saying I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay. So if it
Uh,
happens, then you will be in favor of it.
if they add more team,
Yeah. If they had, like, let's say they have like 12 teams or 14 teams, would you be in favor of longer IPL? 3 month, 4 month
I
long IPL?
think so. 4 months is too much. I think 2.5 months is the max it can go, because 4 months is a long time for any series to go, any World Cup, anything to go. That's way too long. Um, but I think IPL has grown so big that they will think about longer season, or they might. I think the other way they can think about is like a major league and minor league, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
IPL major league and IPL minor league. Where on IPL major league you have all the international player, all this player, and blah blah blah. And minor league they would have like mostly under 19 player, mostly associate team, like some ways designed in that way. But I do see a future where India gonna have some kind of high profile league throughout the year, right? Like for example, there is already IPL 2 month or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is Women's Premier League WPL
Mm-hmm.
that goes for another month and a half. So they
Mm-hmm.
can like, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of those, rather than just IPL itself being 4 months. That's how I think about it.
Yeah. So talking about that, what do you think about under 19 Premier League tournament, like T20 tournaments?
No, I think the way you want to think about under 19 is as a development phase
Mm-hmm.
for players, and just keep it at that level, because you have under 19 players playing in IPL too. So it's not that they're not under
Yeah,
19
so
players in
like they can
IPL.
keep on
So,
playing, right? Like, here, like, they
uh
have a college football that's like equally popular as well.
right.
And they can
Oh,
like,
way more popular, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, uh, since you were saying like, they can have a Premier League going on for like in a different age group or different like gender, then that could be an addition to it. And again, a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, it
players
can be.
won't get a chance to play in like Indian teams, so they can continue playing in
Yep.
T20, like under
And
19 or
I
whatever.
mean, right now in India, you are in such a situation as a cricketer. If you are a decent cricketer, you don't need to be selected in national team for you to make money or people to recognize you. You know, there
Well,
is
not
so many
everyone plays for
city
money,
league,
right? It's their
right?
like players, every player's dream to play for like their national side, right? Like,
Yeah, but I think once you, yes, because when you think about basketball, right, like Steve Curry feels really proud to represent US in Olympics, the
hmm
guy who has like 3 or 4 rings, like those kind of stuff. So yeah, it'd still be there. But again, Olympics, cricket, you know.
let me talk about that. Let me talk about that. Okay,
uh,
so for Olympics, do you think if Virat Kohli is in good form, right, and if like Rohit Sharma is good form, should they? Would you want to see them in playing Olympics, or like return from their retirement for Olympics?
it depends. Is Olympic making a rule regarding the age of the players? Like for an example, soccer has a rule in Olympic
Mhm.
that the player has
Yeah.
to be X, Y, and Z.
hmm
If they are not making, then yeah, why not? Let us guess best of the best, right? But
hmm
if they are making a rule, and I like that rule, that there has to be some kind of like under 19 teams or like something like that, like soccer, and not have like all international player, because what that does is kind of takes away the importance of World Cup,
hmm
away from it, and you might have just replace that with
Yeah,
Olympics.
that was ICC's fear for the longest period of time. I think like that's the reason why they did not, advocate for cricket and Olympics for the longest period of time. Um, but
There is a way they
the
can resolve it, which
how
is which is make rules saying that,
I
hey,
mean, see,
it has
so
to.
no one watches, or rather, very few people watches Olympics soccer game or football game, right? And
Mhm.
the restriction was imposed, I believe, by FIFA, not by Olympics, or like they force Olympics to have that requirement. And it's not just football. In boxing too, they have similar thing going on, and it sort of takes it away from the actual game, because other games don't have that restriction, right? So you want to see best of the best playing for Olympics. Right. You
You're right.
can
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
different format for Olympics, like, instead of having group stages, just have like knockout games, right? Completely different
Right.
formats, completely different, like, every game is high stake game, right? Instead of like enforcing like age requirement and making game bit like more dollar, like, people might not be that interested in watching the game, right? So what's the point of having the game?
And that makes sense. I mean, you make valid point, and again, yeah, that makes sense, and I'm open to that. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you want best of the best to go and play on those games, and yeah, I agree with that. Okay, before we wrap up, let us just look at the points table real quick of IPL, and we have almost 6 team with 12 points. So they're gonna it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle. SRH, GT, Punjab, yeah. But RCB looks pretty good. I think
Yeah.
their bowling looks really nice with
Mm,
the form of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Hazelwood kind of coming back into that form too.
mm.
They have Hardik Pandya's brother. What is his name?
Krunal
Kunal
Pandey.
Pandya.
Yeah.
Yeah, bowling bouncer as a spinner and stuff like that. So they look pretty good. But again, I'm
Mm,
not gonna predict anything because my prediction has been pretty bad. So
mm. Oh yeah. So quickly before we wrap up, what do you think about 100 as a
100,
different format potentially? Right. Like, it
I
counts as
think we are
T20, but
fine, man.
mm,
Just let us stick to T20. We don't have to do
yeah.
100 ball game. Like
Mm,
again, I don't think. I know they're trying to franchise 100 and they think it can be a big thing, but yeah, I don't think so. I
mm.
don't think so because you're overcomplicating cricket, right? Just simple. Let us stick to 6 pitches over. Let us stick to all that, and I'm not a big fan of hundreds, but we'll see how they do it. But what do you
Yeah,
think?
I think they should just have regular T20 series, a league, instead
Yeah.
of like 100. I know they're trying to present like, something different, but 100 is way too different. So yeah, that's that.
Yep, it is way too different. If you really want to do different, just do the thing that we are talking about, like the split ten
Minor league.
10,
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
10 batting and then 10 ball comeback and bowling, like split into four
Mm-hmm.
innings instead of
10x.
two
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
innings. Yeah, so those kind
Mm-hmm.
of things. Yeah, 100, you have 100 balls. How many balls? Man, it's too complicated. Like, I tried to follow it last time and I was just like, there's way too many things going on over here. It's almost like I'm trying to learn a completely new game. I don't want to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that.
True.
Like
True.
you're trying to teach me completely different games. So yeah. Okay, so I think we have been going on for a while. I think that should be it. By the way, I really enjoyed your conversation with Monali last time. Do you have anything about that? Do you want to share?
It was a nice talk, especially it was really like a privilege to know about women's cricket from, like, someone who have played for women's cricket for a long period of time, and who has been coaching, who is also a master educator, who have seen a lot of associate cricket and cricket in general as well, right? And yeah, she was also vocal about importance of having a perfect balance between bat and ball and cricket in
Yeah.
general as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
it was
was
really good.
Yeah, it was pretty fascinating conversation. I loved your questions. I loved your conversations, and yeah, Yeah, it was fun. I think we'll try to do more of that in coming days. And before we sign up, do you have anything we missed out or
Yeah, something we missed out. I hope
okay?
MS Dhoni would be back soon to play in CSK.
Yeah, I think if they make into playoff, he might
Yeah.
come back.
Mm,
But if he does not, which looks tough for CSK because
yeah.
they have to win all next 2 or 3 games except
Mm,
one, so they can lose one game. But they also need to see if other team loses game because there's only four team slots. So
mm.
if they go to playoff, I think we might see MS Dhoni. Otherwise, I don't think we'll see MS Dhoni.
Yeah, I think this would be last season for him. So I want him to play at least a game and like bid a farewell
Yeah,
formally.
yeah. Dude is old. Dude is old. He needs to rest. He need to. See, this is the thing, right? Like, do you consider Dhoni? I don't. Yeah, it's weird. Do you consider Dhoni the best cricket player?
Best cricket mind, yes, definitely. Best cricket
Best
player,
cricket mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So do you
He is,
consider him the best captain?
yeah, yeah. Why not? Yeah, I would consider him as
Okay.
best captain. Yeah,
Yeah. Because
best
I
Indian
watched
captain.
him. Yeah, I think we watched him. Oh, best Indian captain. Okay. Because I think we watched him when we were growing up as he was coming through.
Uh,
Right. So we watched him from like we didn't watch him at the height of it, right? We
uh,
watched him, we followed him when he made a debut and all that. So
uh,
that kind of causes. But yeah, he's a brilliant cricket mind. Like
uh,
his just knowledge of game and like sense of like game is out of this world. Uh yeah, hopefully they go to playoff and they can watch MS Dhoni.
uh.
But if not, yeah, it might be it for him. But you never know with all this good cricket mind, they keep on like not cricket mind, like best sports mind. They like LeBron James is still playing basketball at high level. He's 41. He might come back next season. You had Tom Brady just go and then come back from retirement and win a Super Bowl. So they,
Yeah,
they,
so
they
for Dhoni, it's a bit different, right? Because he has been away from like this most of this season, so he might actually consider it. And his fans really deserve a good farewell and formal announcement, right? So yeah, I hope
right.
that happens for himself and for his
Yeah,
fans.
I was listening to the coach interview, and then he was saying that he is Dhoni is in good shape, but he's not in good shape to run between the wickets and
Uh,
wicket keeping, and that's why they are not playing him.
but he can be impact
That's what they
player,
were.
maybe.
Yeah, but you still got to run on high pressure situation, and if you
Mm.
run, you're gonna pull something and yeah, mess it up. So we'll see what happens. But I think if they go to playoff, I think he will come in. Otherwise, I
Okay.
don't think well. Yeah. Anything else we missed out?
Yeah, I think we are good, and yeah, we can follow the
Awesome.
game going on right now.
Yeah, we can. It's getting interesting. 13
Yeah.
of 6 balls. They just had a no ball. So
Mm.
anyway, well, we'll see you guys on next episode. Thank you so much.